Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean Andrew, back with another review. This time we'll be talking about House of Lies, Season 1, Episode 3, Microphallus. Now, this story starts off with you have Marty going into work, and he realizes that the guy he had his very first meeting with, at least from a season standpoint, the one who got his wife that got eaten out in the bathroom by the stripper, their company has now purchased where Marty works, and he's already having some bad blood in between them, so it's not really the best start. Their job in this episode is where they end up going to this company that wants to release a new project, and you got the classic case where there's one person for it and one person against it, and their team is actually trying to look into what are the true pros and cons, how is this going to affect the bottom line, how can we get this to actually work. And the whole time they've been trying to stream for the idea. Well, there's a whole situation that happens between the guy who isn't for the idea and his wife. The wife is completely interested in Marty. Apparently it's a thing that that she seems to do and that the husband is okay with. So as Marty and her goes upstairs, he also learns that the guy kind of has a microphallus, which is a tiny or small penis, and that's where you can see where the title comes from. At the end, things work out well apparently with her finishing, and Marty changes the script around. He then tells the man who's for the project, he tells the whole boardroom to let them know, that this isn't a good idea. The project is having too many flaws and it's going to hurt your bottom line. Well, the main man who's in charge who wants it is still going to go through with it anyway, kind of putting that back in Marty's face. Well, Marty isn't taking that too well. Apparently he had another plan in mind all along. He called the company's rival to let them know, hey, look, there's something new with this company that's about to get put out, and it's going to definitely kill their bottom line, and here's your chance to come in and buy them at cents on the dollar. In return, you let our company come in to manage how everything is sorted out. So they win no matter what. They got paid for the consulting job. Marty ended up having sex, and then now once that company starts to tank, Marty's group is then going to come back in and delegate how everything's going to get separated. So the last clip of the episode shows Marty coming home, and his boss is there, or his boss shows up, and he lets him know, hey, you might want to think about being a little bit more careful, because the guy who you had the issue with, who now owns the company, the second they get any chance to push you out, they're going to take it. So Marty is like, well, you got my back. I put a lot of money in your pocket. And the guy just looks around. He's like, you've never invited me to your house before. And Marty just looks puzzled. He's like, yeah, that's like business. He's like, yeah, it is. That's personal. And that's kind of it. And the guy then leaves. And Marty's kind of feeling his back to the wall. And that's practically how the episode ends. Other little side things we learn, Marty has kind of a freak out because it's the day of his mother's suicide. Jenny lets the guy who was against it, the wife, the guy who was against the whole project and how his wife was upstairs having sex, Jenny was allowing the man to suck his toes, suck her toes. And it was so interesting because it didn't seem like something she was comfortable with for like a brief second, and then she kind of let herself go ahead and let the guy do it. And I just feel like maybe she's becoming like the female Marty. That's just my immediate impressions of it. We also have Roscoe, who asks Marty about, what if you like a girl and a guy? And then at the very end, we see him playing video games with an Asian girl on one side of him and a white boy on the other side. And the other funny thing that ended up happening is that we find out that Doug ended up having some type of sexual encounter with a tranny named Kiki. So, third episode into this season of a new series. It's great. I'm loving everything that's happening. So please feel free to leave your comments down below and your thoughts on the show. My name is Sean Andrew with the TV show review. This has been my review of House of Lies, Season 1, Episode 3, Microphallus. See ya.